All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Friday. I've already done one heat cycle. I didn't get the actual cranking up and firing video like I wanted to. I actually had some issues. I know I had it 180 out when I put it on the stand and did everything. I turned the motor over so many times. I thought I had it timed right and I didn't. It was an easy fix. Cranked it over, moved the plug wires where they needed to be. This is a low profile distributor and it is a pain in the ass to pull in the car. It's a pain in the ass to do anything on the engine stand. So I thought, screw it. I've got plenty long enough wires. I just rerouted them. I would still be trying to get that distributor probably back in there and tightened up. So, really pleased with the first run. I'll throw that video on here. This is going to be the second one that I'm getting ready to do. Second heat cycle. Like I said, going about 210. And then naturally let it water pump and fan till about 190. And then I cut everything off and just let it naturally cool back down. I'll come back this afternoon. I'll do another one. And then probably sometime tomorrow afternoon, I'll get out here. I will pump all the race gas out. And then it's alcohol time, baby. We're going to throw the alcohol carburetor on, which is sitting right here. Ken Jones Performance. He builds a damn good carburetor. If you're looking for somebody to do a carburetor, he's actually got another one for me. It's going to actually be for this motor. When I get the new heads and intake on it. And then this other carburetor is going to go, they'll look identical. It's going to be set up more for the 496, this one here, that I'm going to get ready to put on it. So I like having, and I mean, I say set up. If I had to, I could swap carburetors for either one. It's just going to be more tuned for that engine, but it's not going to hurt taking one off and putting on the other. It might affect it a few numbers, but I like having spare backup stuff because I tend to break things. If I have a spare motor, this motor will be fine. If I have spare transmission, this transmission will be fine. If I don't, I'll break it every weekend. So that's the plan. Do the second heat cycle and go from there and see what happens. I think that it should sound a lot better. If you the last year's videos I posted on this thing was in Steve's other garage, and I joked the acoustics were a lot better over there. It sounded awesome over there, and it sounds good over here in person, but on a camera phone, it's just not. It just sounds like a really high idle, and it was high idle. In some of the videos, I think it was idled up around like 2,000. So I'm going to try to do this one closer to idle, but you just don't get the pop on the 110 like you do on the alcohol. It's just got that extra pop to it. So I'm thinking tomorrow when I switch this over to alcohol, it'll sound a lot better. So, and then when I get over the alcohol, I'm going to run it through the gears. It was actually, I had the shifter linkage bracket in the wrong holes. And it was actually it was moving the wheels. It was actually neutral. So I got to run that through the gear, make sure all that's adjusted right, run it through the gears, check the transmission fluid level. I'm sure it's going to be low. I filtered and kept the fluid out of the transmission because it had only been in there for a week. And I know I lost stuff. I would say it's probably about a quarter too low, which is fine for what I'm doing. It's up in the air. It's not hurting anything, but I want to get all that figured out before I set it down. I want to apply the trans brake. I want to make sure the two-step, I want to see what the converter goes to, because this is supposed to be a 5500 stall. With the 468, I never got it above, I'm wanting to say 46 was about all I got out of it. Now, that motor was a lot lower compression than what I thought it was. We were thinking it was like around 11 and a half to 12. It was lower than that. And that's probably why it didn't run as good as it did. I still say it would have got 650s eventually with some tuning, because we were right at 680 and I hadn't even put all the timing in it yet, but it was disappointing. And of course I'm already planning on disappointment with this 509, so hopefully it turns around and runs good, but you know, they never run what you want them to run. So I'm gonna quit jabbering here. I'm gonna try to pause this and then restart it whenever I'm cranking it, and we'll run it through a heat cycle and I'll let it set and we'll do another one. So next video I should be cranking this thing up and starting it. All right, here we go. Kind of hard by yourself. Okay. It's the second complete heat cycle. It got up about 210. Cut the fans off for a little bit to kind of speed it up. I didn't want to get Steve's neighbors mad at me, so I'm gonna let it cool down to about, like I said before in the past videos, 190, 195, and then I'll cut everything off and just let it naturally cool off. I had an issue yesterday, and I ended up rewiring it. So this is all unloomed and everything, and so is this. This is for my sending unit, so I can tell how much fuel I got. My fuel door sits here, so I can't see in here when the trunk's on. So I got my gauge right there where I can read it, and it's just kind of temporarily zip tied in place. But so I've got these 125 amp, I believe they are, 150 amp breakers, fuse box. I can kill. It'll tell me, like if the main, do that, kill it. So it kills the fans. Kick it back on, everything comes back in. Resettable breakers. But I don't have that on the fuel pump, and when I wired the old fuel pump, it was good for a 15 amp relay, so that's what I put on it. Well, this new pump, and it's getting hot, this new pump requires a 30 amp. I didn't know that. I didn't look into that. It was my fault. And I had some issues with the connection here. These got hot. These are not getting hot now, but this one, you can see where it's melted. So I have one coming from Jegs. I temporarily rewired it and hooked up some 12 gauge wire, which it needs to be 10, but they said as long as it's under 5 foot of wire or 3 foot of wire, somewhere on there, they said that 12 gauge would be okay. So I went ahead and wired it up with that, but I am going to replace it with 10 and put this new Jegs MagnaFuel relay harness and relay in, and that problem should be fixed. I just can't wait until Monday or Tuesday next week to get that. So I went ahead and the funny thing is, it was like $35 for the fix for the MagnaFuel thing from Jegs, plus it was about $50 for my temporary fix, but I had to do it. I got to run this thing. So ran good. I'm happy with this heat cycle. This heat cycle went a hell of a lot smoother than the first one did. So I'm going to let this thing, see what the temperature is on it. Yeah, I could probably cut it off now. I'm at like 195, 190. So power's off, and I will let this thing naturally cool down from there. I just don't like having water up around boiling temperature and leaving it like that, because when you get one at say 210, 215, and you shut it off and you have no water pump flow, it's going to get hotter. The temperature's going to go up because that water's not moving anymore. And a lot of people got a car slightly overheating. As long as it's not spiking, worst thing you can do is shut it off. Try to figure out a way to get it to cool off. Water through the radiator or something like that. Try to cool it off, because if you think it's hot now, wait till you shut it off. Now if it's just climbing and it keeps going, yeah, shut it off. I mean, you're going to do more harm. But say you got something at 230, 240 and it's staying there, try to figure out a way to make it cool down and then shut it off. It's common sense, but I know a lot of people don't have common sense anymore. So I see it every. I'm a full-time firefighter engineer. I see no common sense every day. So this is about a 20-minute video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I got one more tonight. I might not make a video on the third one. I don't know. I just wanted to get the last video. I just didn't think was very good with the first heat cycle. I had it idled up really high. This was idling anywhere from 900 to 1100. I was trying to keep it in that 1000 RPM range. The next one I do, I'll probably idle it up a little bit more. I'm just trying to give it it's a solid roller cam, but I like to go up and down a little bit with the idle, in and out, just kind of give it, a little bit. Should heat up faster that way. And then tomorrow I will throw the alcohol carburetor on it, and I will do at least one video on alcohol to show the difference in sound. It is just unreal. This thing will sound like a completely different engine on alcohol. So you guys have a good Friday, and I'll be back tomorrow. Be back after it.